What's going on, folks? It's been a minute since I've been live, but hey, had a lot going on. I got some good news I want to share with you guys before we get started into our discussion. And it's not going to be a long discussion today either. But first, I want to let you guys know that the reason why haven't been able to go live the last couple of weeks, one, my immune system started to kicking some viruses ass or whatever was going on. So I had some sniffles going on, scratchy throat. So I increased my vitamin C intake, more glutathiones into my immune system. I'm good. A little bit of blowy nose from time to time, but that's part of the program when you start to come down with a little cold or something. But I was able to kick its ass. What my immune system did, I just did what I needed to do to boost my immune system so that it can do that. Very proud of myself in that regard. The sickness didn't last long. Second reason I haven't been live lately is because this is the most reason right here is because, well, I'll make this announcement pretty soon. I just got to figure out how I'm going to announce it, but I'm going to verbally announce it that I have been accepted to return to school and finish what I started in cybersecurity as a cybersecurity analyst. I will be opening up a company soon or doing my own thing, providing cybersecurity to different organizations. So I'm going to finish up my credentials. I should be finished by the end of the year in cybersecurity. And I'm looking forward to it. My class actually starts July the 26th. So my Monday Motivational Power Talks will probably be at 6 o'clock instead of 9 o'clock starting on that day, because my class will be from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So therefore, I'm going to do my Monday Motivational Power Talks earlier that day, like 6 o'clock, so that I can be prepared and ready for class on Monday. So yes, folks, that's the announcement I wanted to make with you guys, that I am starting not starting, but continuing and finishing up my credentials as in cybersecurity. As I said to you guys many times before, this is an age, knowledge. Les Brown said it perfectly when he said, knowledge is the new currency. You got to get what you got to get. You got to learn what you got to learn. So in order for you to earn more, you have to learn more. So this is a learning society, folks. That's what happens when you're talking about capitalism. You got to learn, right? So that's what I'm doing, folks. And I should be finished again. I should be finished with that course end of the year. College accredited and everything. This is Kingsland University out of Georgia. So all my classes will be online. So it takes a lot of concentration on my part to finish this thing up. So those are the announcements I wanted to make, the reasons why I was not able to go live. And not because I'm getting ready to start class, but I had to prepare for it. There's some pre-work that needed to take place for me so that when I start the class, I won't be totally lost, because I'll be dealing with coding, right? Dealing with blockchain, all this kind of stuff. So there's a lot of pre-work, which is some practice stuff to learn how to program, draw shapes and everything. I've done that with flying colors. I was able to complete all of that stuff. Well, half of it anyway. I still got 50% more of that to go to complete it, and it has to be done before July 26th. And I've already completed half of it in 2 days. So just let you guys know how serious I am. When you set out to do something, folks, you got to stay focused on it. But I won't talk on that. I'll get into that a little bit later. So I've been doing my pre-work, which has been keeping me from focusing and getting back to talking to you guys online. But I do wanted to make something very clear today. This is going to be a short discussion that I want to have with you guys. I put a post up earlier, and it's just a thought that came to mind. That a lot of modern women say that they want masculine men, but they date those who wear jeans tighter than theirs. This is not a knock on anybody's lifestyle. This is not a knock if you want to be a feminine man. That's your thing. I'm not knocking that. So people tend to get up. I mean, we live in a world now that we're becoming a soft society. Not even, I won't say a soft society, a soft country right now. I mean, it's like you just about can't say anything without somebody being offended. I mean, I just heard that the song, I don't think it was SWV that came up with Cater to You. I heard somebody wants to try to cancel that because they talk about that means slavery to a man. Dude, I don't know what the fuck is going on with the mindset of our people today, but we need to get it together. Really need to get it together. I mean, I've been raised by alpha males. My dad, uncles on my father's side, haven't met a lot of people on my mom's side or spent a lot of time around them. I can't say nothing too much about them. The Destiny's Child, thank you. Facebook user, I don't know who that is, but thank you. But on my father's side, this nothing. They breed alpha males over there. Hardcore, hard nosed, no nonsense, in your face kind of men. That's the kind of man they've raised in me. So if I say something, it's not to offend you. It's not to belittle you. It's not to knock anything that you do or your lifestyle. I just come hard that way. It doesn't mean anything. Don't take it serious. If you don't know what I mean, just ask. Illustrate that a little bit or whatever. And I'll do that. But we live in a world today, folks, that it's like people now are just looking for something to be offended about. But I'm going to say some truth here. I'm not going to talk about culture because culture is not origin. Origin is who we are, who we were made to be. Man, woman, period. End of story. You argue science if you want to. If you think you can do that, get your ass on or find another planet to live on. Because you're not living in this one. You're not living in reality of Earth. God create man and woman, period. I'm not saying anything against homophobic people or homosexuals or whatever. That's your lifestyle. Do what you need to do. That's it. Women, but this video is really talking to you women right now. If you want to date a feminine man, if your man like to wear tight ass jeans that shows his butthole print, listen, do what you do. But don't sit here and talk about you want a masculine man because you do not have a masculine man who walks around with tight ass jeans that's tighter than yours. Period. You can tell him I said it. I live in St. Petersburg, Florida. You can meet me in the parking lot. Doesn't matter. I'm not changing my stance on that. I'm not. That's a fact, folks. Somebody try to go back and forth. One thing, I don't have time to go back and forth. If I say what I say, I believe me, I didn't just blast anything out. I thought hard about what I wanted to say. And someone wanted to say, oh man, people have been wearing tight pants since the 60s. Yeah, that's a different era. And as a matter of fact, their pants weren't tight. They were fitted or slim fit. And they were flared at the bottom. There was not walking around with tight ass pants. You can't even hardly walk straight. So let me just say this right here. You're not going to find a masculine man that walks around with tight ass pants. I remember back in the 90s, I think about 80s, somewhere in the early 90s, women used to wear jeans called Parasucos. Parasuco jeans back in the early 90s or in the 80s. What those and they used to wear rider boots. Remember the rider boots, ladies? If you're in DC, you remember rider boots. They wore rider boots and Persucos. Those was a combination. Nearly every female who was into fashion wore those. Right? I did say in the US. I did say in the US. I said in this country. So women used to wear Persucos. Persucos were designed, they were fit, they were tight pants that make a female have a certain shape that she really didn't have. But they were tight. They were fitted. They were tight. Not won't fitted, but tight. In the 60s, somebody showed me a picture of Jimi Hendrix, said he wore these pants. His pants weren't tight. You can look at the picture and tell that his pants weren't tight. You can see the looseness. You can see the breaks in the pants. I used to work at Cavalier's men's store, downtown Washington, D.C. I used to sell men clothes, suits. I know what tight fitted, what have you. I know what that is. I used to sell it. I used to make measurements. I used to take measurements of guys, take the chalk and mark areas where he needed to alter that. This is what, that's exactly where I did. I could see, ma'am, I could see the breaks in the pants. I saw the breaks in the pants. You're a female trying to tell a man about man clothing. This is the problem with our women right now. Sit your ass down. You have nothing to do with how a man operates as a man. You can't speak from a man perspective and you're not a man. That's the problem. This is why a lot of women can't get men today. They think they're supposed to run. And this is where the society is going, folks. First of all, you got our women promoting and pushing this feminine agenda for straight men. That's the problem. The shit will start to reverse when our women will start standing behind us and say, hey, my man is feminine, my man is masculine. It doesn't matter if you're married. It don't matter if you I mean, I'm not saying you, I'm just speaking in general. It doesn't matter if you're married. See, this is another issue. When you talk about a systematic issue, somebody want to start talking individually. Oh, I know somebody who was this. No. I don't care who you know. I'm talking on a systematic problem. The push is to demasculinize men right now. How are they doing that? They started with providing clothes that we can't hardly find anymore that fit us. I go to a Macy's or Nordstrom's, I go to any store and look for pants. I have to specifically say classic fit, just so I can get the clothes that fits me like a masculine man. Jeans are supposed to fit him. Because if I don't, they're going to take me straight to a men's department with jeans that they probably got from the women's department. Now, I don't care if you're married. And and what I'm about to say is not directed at this young lady about her marriage or her husband. I don't know her husband, but I don't care. If you are married to a man that walks around with tight ass jeans, that is feminine. That is sending a message of feminism. I don't care who you are. Don't care who you are. It's science. That's exactly what you're saying. What you're sharing out here is feminism. Men don't walk around with that. She's talking about, and she changed it to leggings. You can call them, but whether they're leggings or tight jeans. If your jeans actually look like leggings, those are tight jeans. That's the point I'm making. And people wanted to go and comment on it and say, well, I'm talking about I don't want to see no baggy pants. Okay, just because you're not wearing tight pants does not mean that your pants are baggy. There are perfectly fit clothing that men can wear out here that don't have to be baggy. They don't have to be tight either. They are masculine clothing. We should not have us walk in a society where we can't tell a difference from a man or a female unless they turn around and we see their face. This is a horrible society we have right now, folks. They were not pushing feminine agendas on straight men back in the 60s as they're doing now. They teaching it in schools now. They want to allow transgendered men to play in women's sports. Tell me, in what planet is that scientifically correct? Again, I'm talking origins. If you are born with male parts, you belong with playing in male sports. In the story. You can argue it, but I can guarantee you, you have no scientific facts to support your argument against it. Because this is exactly who God created in us. You do not belong in the female's restroom, public restroom, or school restroom, period. Just because you want to walk around with tight ass pants on does not make you a female. You do not play in female sports, and you do not walk inside of a female's restroom. You walk in a men's restroom because God gave you parts of a man. It's almost like alpha males are endangered species today. Period. So now on Facebook, I don't know your name, but now you're saying exactly what I've been saying. You were saying exactly what I've been saying. So I don't know what your argument was. In the original argument was about. You're saying exactly what I'm saying. But the fact of the matter is, people, I'm not knocking anyone's lifestyle. Not knocking anyone's lifestyle. If you want to date or be involved with a man who wears feminine clothes, that's your choice. Your choice. All I made a point was women, modern, and I said modern, and let me just back up there because I did say modern women. I didn't say women from the 60s. So let's just start there. I didn't say women in the 60s. I said modern women. Because women in the 60s, the era was different, their mindsets were different, just as men were. In politics, their mind was different. They didn't start pushing this type of feminine agenda on straight men until recent years. That's why they changed the clothes the men wear. And if you start to think about it, if you start paying attention, you'll start seeing a lot of feminine ways in a lot of men today. We can't be satisfied. She said we can't be satisfied either way. We can be satisfied. You want to be satisfied? A straight man need to wear some fucking clothes that fit. That's satisfactory. That's manhood. That's manhood. That's how you be satisfied. Wear some clothes that friggin' fit. Stop wearing baggy clothes hanging off your ass. Stop wearing tight ass jeans. Wear some clothes that fit. That makes you look like a true gentleman. Walking around with some dignity and respect about yourself. There's no way your jeans should be tighter than the women you dating. Unless you're feminine. And I did see a lot of women drawn towards feminine men. You know why? Because they got this thing now called somebody being emotionally available. What the fuck is that? You want somebody emotionally available, you need to get another female or get a feminine male. Don't look for an alpha or a masculine man to be emotionally available because we don't carry emotions around on our shoulders that way. Being your support, your backup, yes, that is our job. But don't expect us to be emotionally available. That's not who we are. That's not how we're wired. That is not what God created in a man. So they want feminine men so they can receive the same energy they get from their girlfriends. I don't know what the hell just happened to the generation today. I don't know what the heck just happened because that ain't how I was raised. That wasn't how my mom was raised. My aunts, cousins, my grandparents, that ain't how they were raised. They were raised when you have a masculine man and a feminine woman. Period. That's exactly how they were raised. That's my dog. Somebody's knocking. So we talking origins, folks. Go sit down. Go sit down. We're talking origins, people. That's just the bottom line. We're talking origins. We ain't talking culture. We ain't talking cancel culture. We ain't talking about what the politicians are trying to push on people. We're talking straight origins. God made a man, a straight, bona fide, balled out man. Period. Anything other than that, anything you try to argue off of that or try to change from that, you're going against the nature of God himself. Period. Period. I don't have no problem with tailor-made suits. Tailor-made suits are fine. A lot of my suits have to be tailored because the average suits are straight leg, and I can't wear straight leg suits because I have muscle mass on me. So my legs are like Mike Tyson. My legs are like a football player, like a running back. So I can't wear tight pants. I can't do that. I can't wear those. So what I have to do is wear pants that's going to give me some leg room. Not baggy, but give me some leg room. Period. That's what I have to wear. So I can't walk around with straight pants because straight pants on me will look tight. So I can't wear that. My quad muscles be showing and everything. I can't walk around like that. That to me, that is feminine. That's feminine. Masculine men wear masculine clothes. We don't walk around with tight ass pants. Pants tighter than them. And that's why you see, as soon as I moved to Florida, guys, one thing I've noticed is a lot of men down here are riding around in the passenger seat of their women's cars. I've seen that a lot since I've moved here. I've been here 7 years now, and that's all I see. I won't say all the dudes, but a lot of dudes around here riding around in the passenger seat of their women cars. Like they just riding them around like this, like she riding them around like that's her son. Y'all not figuring this out yet? Too many men moving in women's homes. But they want to call themselves kings. You ain't no damn king. Where the hell did that come from? What king how? You show me in any part of the world where there were kingsmanship, any part of the world, you show me any king on the planet that don't have his own castle. Show me any king that don't have his own castle. She said maybe he has a DUI. Everybody ain't got no damn DUI. I'm seeing too many of these people down here riding the passenger seat of their women cars. Now, mind you, I'm not saying circumstances don't happen. DUI, that's a circumstance. Your car broke down. You know, you lost your job. Circumstances happen. But that ain't every goddamn body now. I'm seeing too many people with that shit. Too many people. Too many. Masculine men, alpha males, we need to take society because we're losing it fast. Let me tell you, we are losing society fast. Now we need to do something. We need to do something. because we're falling short by the wayside. We've lost our women. Our women are standing behind feminine males. Women thinking men with tight ass pants. Women are thinking that shit is cute. It's sad. It don't make no sense, man. Unconsciously, you're letting liberalism control your life because that's nothing but liberal agendas. That's exactly what it is. Argue it all day. Show me anybody outside of liberalism that's pushing that. I'll wait. Men, we need to get society back. And until we can get society back, our women will not have respect for us because they don't respect us now. Our women don't respect us now. That's why they supporting feminine men. That's why they dating feminine men. They don't respect us. They work in this inside of the economy of feminine men. We need to do what we need to do. Give a man a fish, he'll eat in a day. Teach him how to fish, he'll eat a lifetime. But if you teach him to own the pond, his family will never struggle. Men, we need to take society back. Our women are following the feminist agenda, the feminist movement, and it's not even feminine women running it. It's lesbian women running it, women who wants to be men running it. That's who's running it. And our women unconsciously following it because they hear the word feminism, but they don't look into the agenda. They don't look into the details of the movement. It's just like a bill. Just like the bill, they come out with this infrastructure type bill. The Biden administration come up with, using this as an example. They think that it's for to help people, but they're not even reading the bill. This new bill about infrastructure, they don't even know that if they were to read the bill includes a new term for women. They don't want you to be called women anymore. They want you to be called birthing people. And I know for a fact you didn't know that. You know why I know you didn't know it? Because culturally, as African Americans, we don't read. Read the bill. They don't want you. That's included in the bill. The other bill about protecting transgendered. Everybody should be protected. Nobody is hating on transgender. Nobody is trying to kill, throwing rocks at transgender. Yes, birthing people. This is what they want to call women now. They want you to call birthing people, and they want men to be called supporters. But we don't read the bill. You got to read the bill. You see the masculinity that's being taken away from right now? This whole country they're setting up, they want to set up this whole country to be feminist. Feminism. How the hell are you going to go to war with somebody like China, who is masculine? China is his help. China is, to be honest with, China is helping to push this actual agenda. Why? Because if they can teach our kids to be feminine through school, our kids will have no chance against masculine men in China. China buying up all the land over here. They're buying up all the land in Africa. Y'all ain't paying attention. They selling all these men clothes tight as hell. I wouldn't be surprised if they start selling men clothes with a free bottle of KY in one of the pockets. David Adam, that bill is the Protect the Transgender bill. I might got the title wrong, but that's pretty much what it is. Protect the Transgender bill. I have no problem with protecting anybody. We protect everybody. Everybody should be protected. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what sexual orientation you are. Everybody should be protected. Nobody should be having anything criminal or anything violent to happen to them. One thing happened to Asian people a year ago. They come up with a bill to protect Asians. Black folks been in this country over 400 years. We ain't got a bill to protect shit from about us. And you know why we won't say anything about it? Because black people generally like to vote Democrat. As long as the Democrat make you need them, you will always vote for them. And you're going to continue to do that until you stand on your own, create your own lane, and build for your legacy and your family's legacy. I challenge every one of you to look up these bills and read the bill. Yeah, these bills might be 500 pages long. Read it. Read it. We're not using, this is not a, it's not that, I'm going to put your comment up there, then I'm going to address it. It's not that we're the only country that uses fashion to decide if a person is feminine or not. That's not the point. The point is to get the feminism in your head first, and then follow it up with the clothing. See, they've been implementing the feminism for years. And then they come up with the clothing. Because the clothing will cater to somebody who thinks on a feminine level. Not saying anything against men who wants to be feminine. That's your decision. I'm just telling you what is called radio in the head. Back in the 90s, I used to run with the Nation of Islam, and I remember a book called Message to the Black Man. I think in that book there's a chapter the Honorable Elijah Muhammad called a radio in the head, where they program you to think a certain way, and then they feed you exactly what they were gearing up to. Prime example: before how did Hitler kill 11 million people? He didn't just come and just kill them one by one. He killed 11 million people by lying to them. First was censorship. See, they couldn't listen to certain radio stations in Germany because he censored it. They will be punished if they listen to any type of censorship. So people were trying to warn them about him. But he censored certain radio stations, and people were not allowed, same stuff Facebook do today. He censored them. Then he lied to them, make them believe that he had their best interest at heart. And he marched them. They marched to their death. We're talking about 11 million people, folks. So the feminism does not start with the clothing. It was before the clothing. before the clothing. Think about the 90s crime bill that Biden and Clinton put together. Exactly, Black. Think about the crime bill that Biden and Clinton put together in the 90s that incarcerated Black men on a massive level and incarcerated them longer than what the crime called for them to do. What typically happens in prison? Homosexuality. They implement it in your head first, folks, and then they give you the clothing to wear. That's going to attract people who think on a feminine level. Actually, Black, that ain't really accurate. I talk to you on a one-on-one basis. I'll give you the knowledge and the evidence of that. But the lie didn't come from him. The lie actually came from Dr. Fauci. But that's another sermon on another Sunday. And I do have all of his emails, by the way. I'll show that to you. So, folks, what I'm saying with you right now, men, we need to take society back. We really do. Because we lost our women. Our women are ran over to the feminine guys. And I'm not saying, they can't. That's what they want to do. Go ahead and do it. But they have set up a society where masculinity is not really being accepted right now. And they're doing it. And they're doing it, and they keep pushing it, they keep it, and it's growing, and it's growing, and it's growing. Alpha males are endangered species today. Just like they said, red dudes are not in anymore. Pretty soon, alpha males will not be in anymore. We got to bring society back, folks. That's just the bottom line. You can argue with me about it all you want, but it's a fact. It's just a fact. Black is correct. Our generation is the last of that breed. We're the last of that breed. And guess what, folks? Your children are going to school when they're teaching them to be feminine males. That's just as horrible as that critical race theory, where they're trying to teach Black kids that white people is suppressing them. And you got white kids in the same class. And then you got kids who are mixed, white and Black. And they got to go home and face their Black and white parent on causing confusion in the home. See, all this stuff is implementing. They implemented this stuff, folks. You got to understand that. You need to be out there fighting for your kids' education because they're not teaching them anything. They're teaching them to hate themselves. And they're teaching them to hate other people. And they're teaching them to be soft. And when they grow older and they have to compete in the job market against China, but their kids go to school 7 days a week. They beat the hell out of their kids, teach their kids to stand up tall, put your pants up right, act like a man, be a man, challenges them to be men. Take them through obstacle courses that only a man can take. And then your kids grew up through feminine school and education. What do you think is going to happen? How do you think your child is going to stand up to a man like that? Actually, Black, I would say that our generation is responsible for it because it's our generation. See, our generation is teaching the next generation. We teaching the millennials. And it's not that they're being hard-headed. We just not holding them accountable. We're not holding them accountable. We're not taking them under our wing. See, we're too busy. See, a lot of kids, I'm telling you, I've seen parents let their kids just do anything. because they want to have sex in the house and smoke weed and do everything with their man that shouldn't even be in their house because they're on Section 8. That's what I see, and I see it today. The kids out there just getting into anything. It's nature. It's natural. If you let your dog run outside without any training, that dog been and ran away from home. Got hit by a car, got into a fight with other dogs, jumped by some cats, all kind of shit was gonna go on. Because that dog just wandered anyway. Don't know what the heck he's wandering off to. But if you trained your dog, taught your dog better, I can take my dog right now and put my dog out the house. And I guarantee you, my dog will sit by that door for hours until I let my dog back in. My dog will not wander off because my dog's been trained. And I'm not comparing humans to animals. I'm just talking, using this as a metaphor. Train your kids, teach your kids better, spend time with your kids. See, one thing I've learned, folks, is that kids spell time Love. Kids spells time Love. You got to spend time in love with them. You got to train them. Don't teach them against something. Teach them to be for something. That's the difference. They don't need to know the circumstances of going against you. They need to be taught the reward for going with you. When I coached football, that's why we won. That's why we were third in the citywide in Washington, D.C. I didn't teach them. I didn't spend time with circumstances if they don't do a certain thing. I told them what they would win if they did it the right way. Go back to the story of David and Goliath. So many people have told David, man, you're going against that giant. I've seen that giant kill so many people. See, that's the type of talk you don't want in your head. But David was strong enough to not even listen to that. David didn't focus on the fact that this giant killed so many people. David was focused on the reward if he were to kill the giant. So he allowed the reward to overshadow the negative that other people was trying to put upon him. And he went out and he beat the giant. Buster Douglas was the first man to knock Mike Tyson out. He didn't go in there thinking how many people Mike Tyson knocked out before him. He went in there saying that my reward is giving my mother, who just passed away, a gift of this win. He was focused on what the reward he would have or give for his mother if he beat Mike Tyson. That was his focus. Not to go in there and not get knocked out. That's how you got to train your kids. This is how I taught my nieces and my nephews who come to me and say, how do you do this with business? How do I do this? How do I negotiate that? I told them the benefits, the rewards if they do it a certain way. I didn't talk about, if you do it that way, this is what's going to happen. I don't want to scare them. I want to encourage them. I don't want to discourage them. But you're allowing the school system to make your little boy feminine, and your little boy is going to have to go up against worldwide alpha males. Hell, you look at it today. A lot of men today is sitting at home while their wives or their woman is in corporate America competing against white males. Fellas, we need to take society back. Pull your pants up. Leave them tight ass jeans. As a matter of fact, go into Macy's, take all those goddamn tight ass jeans they got and take them over to the females department because that's where they belong. There's nothing masculine about tight ass jeans. Nothing masculine about that, folks. Oh yeah, and that goes for suits too. I seen them wearing suits with tight ass pants. See your asshole print. I don't want to see that. You a man? We're losing it, folks. We're losing society, guys. We need an all men's conference or something. We need to bring masculinity back into manhood. It's leaving us, folks. I'm 49 years old. I'm about halfway to the century mark. After me, after my man Kenny Kitchen, after us, that's it. That's it. You're gonna have millennials on back. And they wearing tight ass pants. So, like I said, it programs you in the head. They set stuff up. And one thing that's good about it right now, this critical race theory, this feminine movement in the schools and stuff. Good thing about that is we are starting to see parents stand up against it today. And they need to. They need to. Fight for your kids' education, folks. Hell, fight for your own education because you still have to keep learning. I'm learning right now. I just got back in the university to finish up my credentials so that I can add another $100,000 to my income. Well, probably another 200,000 to my income. Seek knowledge from the cradle to the grave, people. Some people try to debate all day. Some people just try so hard to be right. They miss the whole point the entire time. God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth, which means we're supposed to listen more than we talk. And he gave us 2 eyes too. What are your 2 eyes for? To be buried in a book and read. Because we don't do either. We don't read, we don't listen. We do more of that. And guess what happens? We all fall by the wayside because of it. It's an advantage. It's an advantage. Give you a prime example. If you were invited to dinner, at one house, you're only going to get 1 plate. Good food. At the other house, next house, you're going to get 2 plates. Same good food. Which house you going to go to? Are you just going to take 1 plate? Or you want to go where you can get 2 plates? Even if you only eat 1 plate, you still have the option of eating 2 plates. Which house are you going to go to? I can show you. I'm not showing you that most people would say, I will go to the house where I eat 2 plates. But guess what? You got 2 ears. Listen. You got 2 eyes. Read. You got 1 mouth. Shut the fuck up. Y'all mad at me yet? I know y'all pissed. I know you pissed. I done rattled some feathers. I done batted some narratives and all kinds of shit. I didn't lie to you folks. I told you the bone truth, down to the bone marrow. Yeah, I can be a hard ass. And I'm sure some people can see that I have come off that way. But it's not to tear you down. It's not to belittle you. Hell, it's not even to put my foot in your ass. It's to wake you up. Not only to wake you up, fellas, I'm actually calling for help because we need to take society back. We need masculinity to return to manhood because they're trying to remove us. Why do y'all think they want to call women birthing people and remove the term woman? And call us supporters and remove the term men. Why? Have you ever thought of that, folks? The reason why they're trying to do that is because they're trying to elevate same-sex parenting. Y'all not getting it, man. They're trying to use the term birthing people and supporters, taking away the term man and woman, because they're trying to elevate, they're trying to push same-sex parenting. Have y'all seen the new Army recruitment video? The Army recruitment video is pushing same-sex parenting. It's very feminine. There's nothing masculine about. If you talk about Army, you're talking about going to war and fighting. That calls for a hard-nosed masculine man to go and do that. They got a female talking about her two parents, who are two women who are married to each other, pushing her to go into the military. It's not based on the Army at all. It's based off of same-sex parenting. I'm not going to sit here and knock if that's what y'all want to do. I'm not going to knock if but the kids should not be susceptible to that until they make that decision of their own. That's all I'm saying. Not knocking it. But I come from a world when you're talking about parents, you're talking about a mother and a father. Period. And I'm not talking against anybody's lifestyle. I'm just speaking from an origin standpoint. What is an origin? I'm not talking about what you're trying to push. I'm talking about what God created. If you are a species that has something that wiggles down there, that dangs and hangs, you're a man. Man is a father. Woman is a mother. Not a birthing person. See, they put that in the bill, folks. Y'all got to read it. The Protect Transgender Act. It sounds good because they should be protected. You as a masculine man should be protected. You as a feminine female should be protected. A gay woman or a gay man or transgender should all be protected. But that's not the agenda, folks. The agenda is hidden in the content of the bill. You got to read it, because they're going to allow transgender males to box females, transgender male to play basketball against females, like Joanna Man, the old movie called Joanna Man. They're getting ready to allow that. See, why do you think that came out with that movie? You thought it was comedy, didn't you? No. That's a reality that they actually was pushing. And here it is today. They wanted to train you to accept it first so that they can make it, so they can create a new normal with it. Y'all don't get it. I can go deeper than this, folks. I can go talk about the Black Lives Matter, how that plays a part in it. The Me Too movement, how that plays a part in demasculinizing. I don't want to go into it because I know the agenda. They kill people who speak the truth. I need to live. I got things to do. Exactly, Dave. This is just what I said earlier. It's in the bill. They can go into a restroom with your kids, with your daughters. And next thing you know, you're going to have men pretending to be transgender just so they can go in the restroom and probably have sex with your little kid, with your daughters and shit. Or with older women, because you're talking about public restrooms as well. At the mall, restaurants. Y'all better wake the hell up. You better wake the hell up. No. Let me rephrase that. You better wake the fuck up. Because your kids don't have to go against straight beasts. Y'all think them folks in China is playing? They ain't playing. They're contributing to making America weak so they can always have an advantage with their kids. See, they're preparing their kids for a future. We're not. We're focusing on cancel culture. We want to cancel cartoon characters like Pepe Le Pew because he loved the woman. He thought the cat was a skunk because she got paint on her back. Talking about that's a rape culture. Come on. Men kiss on women all the time. But here's what they did do. They kept Bugs Bunny as the main character. And what does Bugs Bunny do? He puts on dresses and kisses men in the mouth. But he's still the main character. Y'all ain't paying attention. You better wake the fuck up. Better wake the fuck up. Because fellas, we are losing society. We need masculinity back into manhood. Because manhood is not walking around with tight ass pants, riding around in the passenger seat of our women's cars, living in our women's houses, and thinking we're going to call ourselves kings. It's not a king. King has his own castle. King has his own transportation. And if you don't have transportation, don't call her to come meet you. Tell her you're going to meet her there. And you take a fucking Uber to meet her there and get there before she does. Don't allow her to pick you up. Take a damn Uber to meet the woman. I ain't saying. I'm just saying. Hope I ain't get y'all pissed off enough. I know somebody gonna delete me. I'm gonna look. I got 5,000 friends. I probably got 4,998 right now. Y'all mad at me? I'm sorry if I didn't mean to piss you off. But I said this many times, even a year ago. If I leave here with you loving me, I didn't do my fucking job. And those of you who know me, you know that I don't bullshit. So it is what it is. Thank you guys for stopping through, man. Share the video if you will. Hope this has been helpful to you. If it was, please share the video. If it wasn't helpful to you, share it anyway, because guess what? You know somebody this video can benefit. It don't have to benefit you. I ain't looking for everybody. This video is not for everybody. It's for those who get it. And that's all I'm after. So with that being said, I want you to do me a bigger favor, folks, including a young lady I met earlier today in the Tampa Bay Friends and Events groups, especially you. I want you guys to sing like no one can hear you. Dance like no one can see you. Love like you've never been hurt. And live like it's heaven on earth. I'm Jay Hunter Lee. I love you. And the world needs you. So stop that damn texting and driving. Peace and blessings, folks. Have a great day.